Tell me about it, stud. It's electrifying! Can we just talk about it's electrifying? Because I think about that a lot. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Catherine, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we are finally doing a super requested character that I didn't really see being requested. I'm kind of surprised how many people wanted this, but we're doing Sandy from Grease. Do you know what's more fun than Sandy from Grease? How about both of Sandy's iconic looks from Grease? So we're going to do Act 1 and Act 2, which also what I think is kind of cool is that I modify Act 1 into Act 2, so like it's still the same base. I know that that quick change is much faster than you would have time to do this for, but shh, let's pretend. Question of the day, what Grease character would best define your high school experience? I'd say that I'm somewhere in between Sandy and Patty Simcox. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, today's tutorial isn't sponsored, but I did want to give a quick shout out to Sola Look. They sent me this gorgeous Grease palette, so I actually use shadows from their limited edition Grease the Musical inspired eyeshadow palette. So you guys will see more of this in the video, but thank you, Solo Look. Let's jump into this character tutorial and deep dive analysis of Grease and Sandy. Naked Face Kath has returned. Okay, we're gonna not do that voice again, but hi guys, look at me. I have no makeup. Hi, hello. I like to do my eyes first, just in case there's any fallout, especially since I haven't tried this palette before. I want to make sure that it's not going to go everywhere. I love the theming on this palette so much. Look at all the names. They're all so greasy. I mean, not greasy, but like, you know, greasy. For eye primer, I'm taking the Glossier Stretch Concealer in the shade Medium. As you guys know, I have a discount code with Glossier, so if you ever want to try out their stuff, save money, and support the geeky content that I make here on the internet, go ahead and shop through my link down below. I'm just swiping that on and blending that out with a clean finger. I think Grease is really unique due to its popularity and its widespread appeal and acceptance. It's one of those movies that people really look at as a movie rather than a movie musical. And because it's so accessible to your average viewer, I really view Grease as kind of like a gateway musical. For my brow bone highlight, I'm going to take that creamy shade Summer Lovin', and then on the lid, I'm going to use a combination of Too Pure, Blonde Pineapple, and So Pink. I'm also going to use the shade Waif by Lancome as my transition shade, and that's because there actually aren't any matte shadows in the Grease palette. So I just went ahead and grabbed one of mine. You know, I'm always shocked by how raunchy and dirty the stage production of Grease is. If you haven't seen it on stage, I'd really recommend trying to get your hands on a script or libretto of the stage version because, it's a lot, especially considering that Grease the film is kind of like a standard American classic family favorite. Nonetheless, I really actually like the way that Grease is written in terms of dialogue because it's really reminiscent of the way that actual high schoolers interact. In terms of the actual plot structure of Grease, I think it's unique because there isn't really a lot of conflict in the show, and when you do have conflict, it's not like a big climactic conflict like you have in the movie in terms of like the big race. In the musical, it's not like that. It's really more character driven in my opinion. Analyzing Grease through a feminist lens and critique is especially interesting when you look at the dynamics between the characters, specifically in terms of female competition. For eyeliner, I'm going in with my very well loved Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. As you can tell, I use this every single day, and the packaging has just about fallen apart at this point because I've rubbed it off from loving it too much. Let me love you! I'm just going in with a very thin and delicate line and a little baby wing. Nothing too crazy, just a little 1950s cat eye. Mascara, I'm just using Great Lash by Maybelline. It doesn't really matter which kind of mascara we're gonna use because I'm about to go in with lashes anyway. For this first eye look, I really just wanted to keep it as natural, sweet, delicate, and doe-eyed as possible. So to achieve that, I went ahead and lined my waterline with a white pencil. This one happens to be by NYC. It works well and it's super cheap at the drugstore. For lashes, I'm going in with some of my favorite pairs, which are Rodeo by Morphe. I love these. They're so fluttery and natural. They just give me Disney princess vibes. I do like to cut them a little bit shorter, though, to make them a little more natural. For foundation and concealer, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me family. I'm going to use shade 101 Porcelain and shade 15 Fair and 20 Sand. Sand more like Sandy. Sandra D. I like puns. Okay, back to the analysis. So let's go ahead and revisit this idea of female competition, specifically through the madonna-whore-dichotomy. Betty Rizzo, the leader of the Pink Ladies, struggles to maintain any kind of loving relationship. Betty Rizzo is, of course, very sexy, quote-unquote, to the boys, whereas, on the other hand, Sandy is continually shamed for her sexual repression, but she's able to maintain or at least catch the interest of the boys romantically, which is something that Rizzo struggles to do. This Freudian struggle is where a lot of the conflict lies between these two characters. I'm gonna throw on some blush and bronzer. For blush, I'm using Flirt It Up by the Sephora collection, and for bronzer, I'm using Sun Bunny by Too Faced, which, if you guys have been following me for a while, I've been trying to find a new bronzer that I like. Don't know if I've used this one on my channel yet, but let me just say, I love it. For eyebrows, I'm going in with, of course, my boyfriend, the Boy Brow by Glossier. I wear it in the shade black, and I cannot recommend it enough. Like, this is the one thing I always have in my bag. For lipstick, I'm using Sea Sheer by MAC. It's this super pretty, natural, pinky shade. I love it so much. And now I'm just going to do this. Editing magic! We're back! I went ahead and put on this vintage cardigan, put on a little button-down shirt, hair ribbon, extensions because I don't want to curl my hair today. My ponytail keeps deflating because my extensions are very heavy. I'm so happy with how this came out. This is super cute. And now it's time to move on to Act 2, Sandy. Do I own a white button-down shirt that isn't a men's extra large? The answer is no. Also, Ilsa vibes. Oh my gosh, straight up Ilsa vibes. I should do an Ilsa tutorial. Yeah, I want that. Okay, Act 2 Sandy. Let's do this. Going back into the Grease palette, I'm going to be using the shades Frosty Palace and Jelly Bean to darken up, smoky up, and color up my eye look. Generally, I would have used like a dark brown or a black to deepen this up, but that wasn't in the palette, and I really wanted to try to stick to the palette as much as possible. So I'm just popping that purple shade in my crease, followed quickly by the blue. So one of the most controversial parts of Grease is, of course, Sandy's transformation. If you guys don't remember, at the end of the show, Sandy undergoes quite a physical transformation, and I'm actually going to put this on pause right now so we can talk about this. Lots of people argue that this is really a bad image to be putting out into the world, the idea that if a girl wants a guy to like her, she has to make herself sexy looking. Personally, I agree. I don't think that's a very good message. But I think that A, it's media, it's not necessarily supposed to be a good message, and B, something that I discovered while prepping for this video and, creating my thoughts and opinions on it, I had a new idea. What if this is a visual metaphor for coming to terms with her sexuality? What if Sandy isn't, in fact, trying to make herself sexy for Danny, but rather embracing herself as an adult? She's no longer a child, she's a woman. Maybe that's just me looking at the situation through a 2018 lens, but I thought it was an interesting thing to discuss. Also, remember that Danny tried to change himself for Sandy too. At the end of the show, he shows up and he's joined the track team. Of course, we have to look at the text more clearly, and I don't have a copy of the libretto on me, but I'd love to hear your side and your opinions in the comments down below. What do you think about this transformation that both of these characters undergo? Right now, I'm gonna go put on some lipstick. I'm back! I went ahead and threw up my hair in like a short little side pony so that the ends were still kind of sticking out and giving me that Olivia Newton-John kind of vibe. Threw on some red lipstick. This is Glamour 101 by Lime Crime. Went in with those couple extra colors from the Solo Look palette. But there you guys go. That is my tutorial on Sandy from Grease. Let me know which character you want a tutorial on next in the comments down below. If you're new here, hit subscribe to join our cult. We're getting weirdly close to 100K. What? But I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so much. Break a leg, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!